So I finally got around to buying a greenhouse, and I went with Sproutwell for a few different reasons. The maize one had thinner walls. Not sure if that would be an issue. I know they're a lot clearer, but the reviews on the Sproutwell were slightly better, so I ended up going with the Sproutwell. Yeah, I'll just leave you to watch some of the building, and I have a little bit of info at the end. So I ended up building the greenhouse by myself. My husband actually fitted the pine in on the concrete for me, which I could have done myself, but you know, I made him do it. And also he cut the legs off the frame, the bottom base part, because they're long so they can go into cement if you want to cement them in the ground. He angle grind them off for me. I could have also done that, but he was there and he did that. But apart from that, I pretty much done the greenhouse by myself, so don't be intimidated by the process, but you'll see what I think of the instructions on the build at the end of this video. And again, apologies, I still have my cold, 3 weeks in the making, so I sound a bit croaky. I apologize. Greenhouse is done. You won't get all the footage of me building it because, man, what a mission it was. Between the written instructions that are useless and them going to all the effort of making a video to help you, neither one really helped. Somewhat did, but oh my god, I lost my temper quite a few times, so therefore you haven't got all the footage. And upon building it, I was a bit worried about how stable this was going to be because it was pretty flimsy when I was putting it together. We carried it from my workshop to here and it is pretty stable. And we've actually bolted some pine to concrete and then the greenhouse to the pine because, as you can see, lots of water builds up here. Whoever laid this pad previously didn't really do a very good job, I guess. Don't know how long that pine will last. So overall, what do I think? So far, the instructions were terrible. For the price that you pay, I would expect that you would have better instructions. And if you're going to go to all the effort of making a video on the installation, at least make it better than the written instructions. I had to use a combination of the two, and even then I was missing things because you have to put the bolts in these slots. As you can see, I've got a spare one here, but if you forget to put them in, oh god. I did forget to put these in because I didn't see them on the instructions or the video. They do supply some bolts that sort of slide in and turn, so I'm not sure if that's what they were for, but that's what I used it for. Yeah, this is supposed to be a bit better than it is, but it seems like it might have moved a tad. Yeah. I've done my shelf height, so seedlings, and I have a tropical plant that's not liking the cold that I'm going to put down there. Actually, I have 2 of those, so I have done the exact same thing on both sides. Apart from that, so far, I mean, it's stable. I didn't go with the maize just because I know the panels was a lot skinnier than these ones, and I have seen mixed reviews, so yeah. I went with the Sproutwell. It was on special, and I probably could have got a bigger maize one for around the same price, but I didn't really want a bigger one. They might be my famous last words. I don't think I'm gonna need that much room. And when the 2 tropical plants that are gonna go in the bottom to get them through the rest of winter come out, I can lift that up and then I'll have 3 or 6 shelves for seedlings, and I don't know that I'll even need that many. So I'm pretty happy with the size so far. I only had this area to put it in, so I've stacked all my pots here, which I'll probably get rid of at some stage, and moved the IBC to here instead of where the greenhouse is. Took the 2 banana plants out that were here and mulched all along here. So if I went too much wider, it would have been on my garden shed, so didn't really think I needed a big one. So I went with the small one. It does have a guttering system, which is pretty cool, and you can buy the rest of it, which I might do at some stage when I figure out what I can catch the water in, because that IBC is going to be for this room. So I don't think I'll be able to use that. There'll be enough water coming off that room as it is. Sort that out later. Overall, happy it's done. The stress of building it drove me insane, but it's done now. So let's hope everything works out with this one. And at some stage, I'll probably do a follow-up video, let you guys know what I think of it and if it was worth the price, and if I do recommend it fully, because I'm not going to recommend it right now because I obviously haven't had a chance to use it. Oh, one other thing, if you use the drill to try to screw the screws in, so these ones here, which are just on the doors and the windows, they can snap the heads off them. So I ended up with 2 that snapped the heads off the screws. We ended up getting 1 out, and I was doing that one and I was taking it easy, so I was surprised that happened. My husband tried to fit the little latch thing for the door and was having trouble screwing it in with a screwdriver, so he used the drill cautiously, but it still snapped the head, so we've got to fix that. Yeah. Overall, I'm happy with how sturdy it is. If I give it a shake, it doesn't really move too much. So, yes, I'm so glad it's finished. I will, do a follow-up video at some stage and let you guys know exactly what I'm thinking of it all. And if I was to go again, would I buy this again? We'll see. I wouldn't want to build it again, I can tell you that much. I mean, I almost had to build it 3 times because I was building it like right here, and there was the slightest wind and it demolished it. So it's just difficult when you get halfway through and you've missed a bolt to slide in or a part to go in. I was kind of lucky with these brackets here that I was thinking, like, when I was looking at it without these brackets, I was like, wow, you would think that would need to be attached. But I had 2 of these spare, and then my mind started ticking and realized that's where it would go. So lucky that I could put that in and didn't have to pull it apart again. But yeah, overall not impressed with the instructions at all. But a lot of things are like that these days, but when you pay so much, you really don't want to break anything. So I would prefer, for the price, way better instructions. Anyway, that's the video for this week on the greenhouse build and what I thought of it so far. And in upcoming videos, we'll check it out with whatever I'm growing for spring and the 2 tropicals that are gonna try and get by the winter, and yeah, just let you know how it's going. All right, take it easy.